Think about space travel. For example, going to Mars. We have been sending machines to Mars to gather information and send it back to us so that we have a huge amount of information about Mars, even though we've never been there. But we plan to go there. So it makes sense to have as much information about the landscape as we can. Now think about time travel. Each of us is a time traveler, the same as we are a space traveler. We're not going to Mars, but we're certainly going into a different possible future 5 years from now. And with our imagination, we can get a lot of information from the possible future just by starting to think about where you would like to be 5 years from now. In 5 years from now, your life is going to be different. You would be smart to gather as much information about the direction that your life is heading right now, financially, physically, health-wise, relationship-wise, and try and get a sense of the landscape of the future that you're heading towards if you don't make any changes. That gives you some information about the possible future. And of course, a little bit of thinking about it, you realize that your possible future contains a whole bunch of parallel possibilities. You could be healthier, you could be less healthy. Your finances could be better organized or less organized. You could be free of debt or overburdened with debt. All of those possibilities exist in your future right now. And if you start thinking of your life 5 years from now, you'll get a lot of information about where you think you're heading right now that you've never really given much thought to. And you'll be able to better make some decisions about some things in your life that you might like to change. There are some things that you might like less of 5 years from now. There are some things you might like more of 5 years from now. For example, you might like your weight to be less. You might like your debts to be less. You might like your physical problems to be less. And there are certain things that you might want more of. You might want more health. You might want more vacations. You might want more money in the bank. You might want more love in your relationship or your relationships. Well, as soon as you get some kind of a view of your possible future landscape 5 years from now, you will have some valuable information, and you'll have enough time, 5 years, to chart some new paths into the future and start to choose what would be the first step on that path. Something that I could do today. And once you figure out what a small step might be, what would it take me to take that step? Do I need any tools? If I need help, is there somebody that I know that I can talk to that might help me clarify my decision? And if you are like any professional, any business person, any business manager would have a computer or a workbook or a journal in which he keeps track of his questions and his answers. The questions that he's asking himself and the answers that he's getting from himself. So if you were to start looking at your life as a business, or at least through a business person's eyes, then you can start to judge what are your assets, what are your liabilities, what are your talents, what are your resources. and which ones can I bring into play right now to help me increase the chances that my future in a few years from now is going to be better in several different areas, perhaps even all areas of your life. If you think of your life in 6 different areas, physical, health, your mental side, what you know, your knowledge, what you need to learn, physical, mental, financial, spiritual, family, and social. So these are the 6 areas of life that I look at, and I use them as a mind map. I can sketch out my life 5 years from now on that little pie chart. Every one of those 6 sections is like a section of your life, and you can analyze the landscape that you're heading towards, and you can take steps to get more information about ways to perhaps shift it around a bit, stop some of your bad habits, and start some new positive habits. If you do that, then you virtually guarantee that your life will improve dramatically. If you visualize your possible future in 5 years' time as a garden that you can plant things in and you can cultivate, you can imagine each of those 6 areas of your life like one section of your garden. And by simply making some choices, cultivating some new habits, you will be able to cultivate a better future for yourself. For more information about this online community, to get your own copy of the book upon which this entire training series is based, either the ebook, the paperback, or the audiobook, go to mindtimeandpower.com, where you can also get a free copy of this Design Your Life workbook.